Harsh, and morning to all our viewers as well. Let's take a look at how the global markets have played out. All looks well globally, more or less. But if I take a look at the US particularly, you've got mixed moves coming in from the US. The Dow on one side was the first time where it crossed 52,000, ended slightly below that, but its intraday high for the Dow was 52,190, and from there we've seen a little bit of a cool off coming in on the Dow. Nonetheless, it's an uptick of 0.6% coming in over there. On the flip side, it's S&P 500 and Nasdaq that have seen some profit taking. The Dow, while we're talking about it, the outperformance in the Dow was also supported by SpaceX, another 5% jump on that stock post its listing. So the interest over there is quite strong. On the flip side, it was the tech sell-off that weighed heavy on S&P 500 and Nasdaq. It was shares like Advanced Micro, lower by 7%, Broadcom fell 4%, Micron Technology shed 6%, Nvidia itself is lower by 2%, and all of these negative moves have weighed on the Nasdaq. The broader end of the market, Russell 2000 was also lower by about 1%, but more importantly, what you should be watching out for later today is the FOMC meet outcome. It's going to be the first under the new Fed chair Kevin Warsh, and Reuters poll shows growing consensus that the Fed will keep rates unchanged all throughout 2026. Nearly 70% economists surveyed do not expect any near-term rate cuts, and we are also expecting absolute status quo at the meeting later today, the impact of which on the Indian stock market will be seen only in tomorrow's trading session. But yes, later today around 11 p.m. you want to keep your eyes on the FOMC meet outcome. Shifting focus from US to Europe, it's largely a positive close for all the European bosses. Stock 600 itself was up 0.2%, while DAX was absolutely flat. You had France that did well, about 0.7% higher, and FTSE has also done well. The UK markets have done well, 0.6% jump over there as well. Shifting focus to the Asian Open this morning, looking largely mixed, because while you've got Nikkei and Australia that are doing well for themselves, there's some pressure building on Hang Seng. And remember, Shanghai has also opened absolutely flat with cuts of about 1 to 0.2%. So that's the kind of handover that we're getting from the Asian markets this morning. Let's talk about commodities. That cool off on Brent that we've seen continues, and Brent is now below $80 a barrel. 79 is where Brent is at. For WTI as well, it's cooled off significantly. Seen a little bit of an uptick since morning, but not much, about 0.5% higher, and $76 per barrel is where the WTI is at. Well, you've got gold that is seeing a little bit of an uptick. It's crossed $4,300 per ounce. Silver continues to be absolutely flat around $70. So that's the kind of move that we're seeing on commodities too. Lastly, let's take a look at some global comments that we've been tracking. There's been a call between the parliament speakers of Iran as well as Lebanon, wherein Iran speaker Kalibaf has said that the war must end on all fronts, including Lebanon. He's laid stress on that once again, and he said that Israel must withdraw from all occupied areas in Lebanon, and people from southern Lebanon must return to their homes. So that's the conversation that both parliament speakers from Iran and Lebanon have had on call. And other than that, there's a note that's coming from Citi, wherein they're saying that US equity flows are broadening, but Nasdaq positioning risk persists in the US. US equity positioning has broadened in the last week, but Citi has warned that stretched Nasdaq exposure remains a key risk, and we've seen that kind of profit taking coming in on Nasdaq. This could also be one of the other reasons why Nasdaq was under pressure, along with moderation that we've seen in chip stocks. So all in all, in a nutshell, this is the kind of handover that we're seeing on the global equity, commodity front, as well as the global comments that we've been tracking overnight. Back to you.
Just want to take a look at what the GIFT Nifty as well is and what the implied